Spoke about this product when I first heard the news. A Kickstarter. It's currently a Kickstarter thing, right? Yes.
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. Inside of here is a case that allows you to DIY your very own Cheese Grater current generation, not even out yet, Mac Pro. And it looks exactly like a Mac Pro.
Around maybe 250.
200 to 250, depending on which specification you get, because it can have two different graters on the front. It actually seems like a pretty cool PC case on its own, in the sense that you have some pretty high quality materials if you're cool with emulating the upcoming Mac Pro, if that's what you're looking for. So that's what it's called. It's called the Dune Case Pro. This is the other front panel. The front panel that stirred up all the attention is probably pre-installed, but for whatever reason, they give you the option for two separate front panels. Now, I don't know, maybe you want to keep it a bit retro. Aluminum, I mean, very solid construction. You see the anodized look to it. Depending on what you order via Indiegogo, you can pay a little extra. I think it's like $80 if you choose to have the different look. Anyhow, the main attraction is in here. Now, it is a standard ATX case. In fact, it can fit extended ATX all the way down to mini ITX. So you could do all kinds of different builds in here. And because it's universal, you get to pick your components completely. It's fully DIY. I could see this being popular for the Hackintosh community as well. Actually try to boot into Mac OS on what would typically be Windows hardware. I assume there's still a community. I've done it. This one has the new Cheese Grater. This is what you're expecting to see on the new Mac Pro. There it is.
That actually doesn't look too bad in person.
Well, it gives us almost like an early look at the new Mac Pro as well, because it is going to look exactly like, you know what? That does kind of look cool. With these
kinda
little
like space age.
It's like each cutout has a series of 3 cutouts inside of there. This is removable, so I suppose what happens here is you can pull this off, I guess. Yeah, that pulls off completely like this. I have been told that this also somehow helps a little bit with sound, but if you prefer the old school look, that gives you a look at how the chassis is going to show up if you go with this grill. You see there's a couple of different mounting locations for front case fans. Okay, that's just a solid, pretty standard location for a motherboard installation. As I mentioned earlier, ATX motherboard is going to fit in there. eATX down to mini ITX. You also have a tremendous number of mounting potential for your other hardware. You have 2 cages over here. You can also mount hard drives below in this part of the cage when you remove the other side. 5 separate mounting points for SSDs in here. You can remove these cages. Let me go ahead and try, actually. Maybe I should. There we go. Yeah, so these are removable. Maybe you want to install a really large graphics card to span the entire unit. You'll see you have also a pretty large area for a power supply. That's something you're going to want to have. This is like a fairly expensive case, obviously. So you have space for a large power supply. Okay, our look at the SSD mounting points. 3.5-inch hard drives, of course, have tremendous amounts of storage these days, so I could probably get away with a couple there, a handful of SSDs over here, and we're cooking. This is one area that's probably going to be different than the eventual Mac Pro when it comes out. 2 USB Type-C connectors and a power switch up on the top of the unit. I don't think that's happening on the new Mac Pro. On the Apple Mac Pro, the new Mac Pro, in this location up here, there's like a spinning handle which, once twisted, removes the side panel as you lift up. So they have an elegant implementation. They also have an elegant price to go with it.
Yes.
Can we get a starting price on the upcoming Mac Pro, Willie Do? Did they tell us officially? I don't recall. Yeah, 10, 15 grand, you can spec it easy, I'm certain. So anyhow, I was actually kind of goofing on these feet. They look so much like IKEA furniture. You gotta tell me if you see the resemblance. Anyhow, the interesting part on this particular case, I can't speak for the Mac Pro because I'm not sure if they're going to do it this way or not. But on this case, these can unscrew, as you can see, And so apparently you're going to be able to replace these with casters if you choose to from actual IKEA. You see that, Will? I was onto something.
Can you really?
That's what Dune Case has said, Dune Case Pro.
Oh, okay.
So it could be useful to have this thing on wheels, kick it around the production facility, the opportunity to water cool it. And yes, of course you can do that. There's plenty of mounting potential. Limit the number of fans in there. You could do a water cooling setup, a water cooled Hackintosh build. Look, it's the Dune Case Pro. I don't know how upset Apple is. I presume they're fairly upset, but maybe it's just a case. I don't know. Kind of as a preview for the new Mac Pro, because I feel like I'm in its presence. I can imagine what it would be like to have one just by examining this case right here. So it seems to me this product is going to encourage a lot of people to do their very own Mac Pro-ish builds, and I guess to bring the Windows community and Hackintosh community into the fold at a fraction of the Mac Pro price tag. There it is. It's the Dune Case Pro.